All right, we're
Okay.
live. We're live right now. We'll wait for a few more people to stream into here, and then we'll start this run. And actually, we'll start it right now because we'll record it and send it out later. So, welcome to the MX channel with Gregg Riley on this week in lumber. Matt is unable to make it today, but hopefully he'll be with us in the next few weeks. Uh, as you know, we do this every week, talk a little bit about market and update everybody for some more transparency. And boy, Gregg, it's been a wild ride right now. These things really move a lot around more than we think they are. So, how about a quick 30,000 view of the market?
Um, I, I think um, the most common feedback I get is amazement. In that, we've gone so far, so fast, and now we're falling even farther. I think people are just absolutely shell shocked by that. I know I am.
Yeah, ditto,
Um,
right?
and So you've got a lot of the market seems to be really frozen right now. I mean, we've had a lot of good activity in the last week, 10 days with multifamily uh, people coming to the market because these prices, everything that was put on hold, now those prices are attractive. Um, but when you have a market that's basically had a $1,200 range in the last 12 weeks, uh, it's just a mess. And one great analogy maybe is the markets having a hangover right now.
Yeah,
The wild party that was 2020 and the first 5 months of 2021. Um, we're in a ha- we're in, we got it. We're all having a hangover right now,
yeah.
and that's
So this
go ahead.
this market wasn't just beer or whiskey. It was beer, whiskey, tequila, kamikaze shots, all that kind
All
of
of
stuff.
the above.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. There's no doubt about it. I mean, look at you said this 3 or 4 weeks ago. We don't go to those heights without an accumulation of inventory, and I think we had a pullback a couple times that everybody's like, "Whoop, it's catching! Whoop, it's catching!" And people bought back into it. And I mean, unfortunately, there comes a time where people have to book losses on some things, and it's hard. And it's I think we're probably going through that right now. But you basically said yesterday a lot of stuff moving to people that need quick stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a level of liquidity that's returning to the market. There are certainly a number of people that are, of the mindset, they're gonna run out and then come back to the market. The market's going to overcorrect, and so the question is, when is that overcorrection? Is it today? Is it a week from now? Is it a month from now? Is it $50? Is it $5 lower, $50, or $100 lower? Um, you're getting down into numbers that, from a cost basis, there's probably there's probably some mills that are at cost of production right now, or maybe lower when you blend everything in. Um, and so how much below that? I mean, when you look at the profitability that mills have had in the first half of the year, they could give their lumber away for a month and it wouldn't dent that.
Yeah. Again, I don't run a mill. I don't know any of that, but it's always been my feeling. It's a lot different making a decision at the cost of production when you've been there for 2 years or a year than when you've just had the record high profit ever in a short period of time. You kind of a mill's at the end of the day, a buyer doesn't want to run out of lumber. Mills are in business to produce lumber, not to not produce lumber, and there's an actual cost to shutting down. So personally, I don't think there's going to be a lot of that because of the price of lumber, disregarding all the forest fires and all that right now. I don't think they're going to shut down based on the price. Yeah, I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that though. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And my big question is the market overproduced here, or is you know is it just the inventory liquidation that gives the appearance that there's that much more
Yeah,
lumber?
man, that's a great question. I think if you took a poll, um, if the market's overproduced, I would bet you 80, well, maybe 80% of the people would say not even close, right? Which that's a real outlier right now because if you think about it, we've been talking about labor, and I was on a phone call with a bunch of home builders and other people last week, small home builders to large home builders, all the same thing. We can't get certain houses under roof, and we're not choosing not to sell as much out in the curve right now because engineered is still a problem. One person said if they broke one engineered product, one engineered beam, they couldn't potentially find another one to replace it. So we're having a hard time shoving all this through. There's pushback because of other issues with the problem getting certain things, right? All right, Greg just broke out for a second. So anyway, I'll go on to what I was talking about here. We went in and we said, labor engineered is still a situation. So Greg brought up the point of are we overproduced now? Well, there's a potential we are for the amount of ability to actually build homes right now, right? Is that so, Greg? You just cut in
Did
and
you?
out.
There was actually an article in the Journal today about how the big builders have all scaled back their production, and I think when you talk to guys that supply them, they can confirm that. And it was like it's like fourfold. One is they're only offering houses for sale when they're completed to take advantage of the price increase.
Yeah, you cut out there for a second, Greg. All right, we lost you. So Greg was talking about the article in the Journal today about some of the big builders cutting back their production because of certain situations and the ability to build. Not that business isn't good, but they've decided instead of going a lot farther out in the curve, they're going to just build what they have and sell it as it comes up. I think that's what he said in the article, and I'll read more about it. When he comes back on, I want to talk about the top 3 reasons why people are telling everybody to buy, and the top 3 reasons that people may not buy over the next 30 to 60 days. And let's also then go through a couple of different species, SPF, Southern Yellow Pine, U.S. species, Euro, and panels. Is Greg trying to get back on? Or?
Yeah, he is.
All right, he's just getting back on here. So as soon as you get back on, we'll start with that conversation again.
Still would see him, yeah.
Greg, can you hear me? All right, Greg's having issues. Matt's not here. So I think what we're going to do is punt this one until tomorrow when we have Matt on. And what I may do is combine that one, or we'll just have Matt and go over some of these questions tomorrow. Again, I'm going to do my update on what we have live on the screen. And hopefully we have a lot of storms coming through. So I know Greg's had his internet kicked in and out. Matt was unable to get on. So I apologize for the technical difficulties, but it is what it is. So we will see you tomorrow on the call with Matt. Thanks.